Main priorities. The main priorities in business needs which the teacher has to keep in mind is in trying to understand how a particular business functions, what are its products, who are the stakeholders, what is the hierarchy in this organization, and what is the situation in which the learners are supposed to be using the language, and in what areas. A few examples will illustrate how the needs analysis was carried out and how a formal report was made out of this needs analysis, which shows all the things, all the different steps which have to be taken when doing a needs analysis. So this is an example which has been taken from somebody who carried out this informal sort of a needs analysis. And we can see here that first of all, the person gives the information of how she got this information, that she met the dean and interviewed him for 15 minutes and other teachers, which was very useful. And then also 2 telephone calls to get information about what stakeholders perceive to be the needs of the students. Then she writes a summary in which she tells about the level of the students. What was the level of the students that they aim to qualify? What are their aims in doing this course? That it is going to be a 3-year course and their requirement is for a 3-month work placement overseas after the first year. And then she talks about the needs of the students and how they should be placed, carries out a target situation analysis and looks at the various areas and the different discourses in which she thinks that the learners will need to be proficient to be able to use the target language. Then she looks at other factors as well. In the first part here, you can see that she looks at how much is the class size, what is the location. It is twice a week, 90 minutes per session, and there is a lecture hall, and then 3 13-week semesters. So here she is basically talking about the pedagogical needs. What are as a result of the teaching situation? As a result of the needs analysis, she also anticipates the materials which are going to be used, the selection of materials, that the students would each have a copy of English for Business Studies, and a book consists of a number of newspaper magazine articles on business topics, each followed by comprehension exercises, language work, vocabulary and grammar, and suggested topics for class discussion. So now what she has done is that through the needs analysis, she has selected the material which is going to be part of the course design, and then she has looked at classroom facilities, which also come under pedagogical needs, are a sort of a means analysis, which look at the availability of the whiteboard, the multimedia projector, camera can be booked in advance from the secretary's office, and so on. And then at the end, she looks at the current competence of the learners. What is the language level? So all students have a minimum pass grade C at the university entrance examination, but note that some students passed at grade A. Mixed, so it is a mixed ability class. Entrance examination comprised a 500-word essay on a topic of their own choice, a multiple choice grammar test, and a newspaper article followed by comprehension questions. So here she has looked at the current competence of the learners and then matched it against the target situation and then tried to see the gap which is there and planned her course accordingly. These notes were written after her initial meeting by this business English teacher who is about to start her first course with pre-experienced students at a university. She has carried out very effectively a target situation analysis, and then she's found out the communication needs of the learners, what are the areas and the types of discourse with which they will be confronted. And then she has carried out the means analysis, what are the facilities which are available. Then she has carried out the placement test to find out the level of the learners, and then the classroom size and the location, and so on. So the teacher has made an excellent start, but still she would probably wait until she has met the students, and then she can really formalize this needs analysis, because as we have said that needs analysis is always an ongoing project, and as the teacher feels that there is more need for and more input from the learners, she can make changes accordingly. So during this first lesson, she will use activities and she will use questionnaires. The second needs analysis is also taken from Yvonne Frendo. Here we can see here that first of all he has the needs analysis tells about what is the aim. It is a commercial firm, Lombarda Associates, and they want to improve the standard of spoken and written English in their employees. So first of all, the needs analysis and analyst has carried out a thorough research of the company, and he's taken a lot of information about the company through telephone calls and from emails, and he has found out what are the needs of this company. And then in the needs analysis paragraph, he says that he interviewed 4 members of the company and gathered information, and then he talked about the schedule of the course and so on, and then he talked about how the course should be designed. So in this part, we can see that as a result of the needs analysis, a formal course was designed, and then tests, placement tests were seen to group the students into their own groups and so on. So this is a copy of a report submitted by a freelance teacher for a language school. Note that in this case, the sponsors already have firm ideas about what they want from the course to look like. So this formal report has been written so that someone else can take over the teaching, the actual teaching. The key course decision appear to have been taken by the sponsor himself. And the report illustrates once again the difficulty of making a clear divide between information gathered and course design. In practice, we know that the two are linked together. As Highland has said, needs analysis is like any other classroom practice in that it involves decisions based on teachers' interests, values, and beliefs about teaching, learning, and language.